everybody, it's Mia from TMBH. Today is March 28th, and we're going to talk about therapy today. Why talk about therapy? We're a rehab center, and I really don't believe your rehab you're going to is reputable if you're not, in some way, shape, or form, partaking in therapy. Now, therapy can be intimidating. I think that's probably the best word to use for that. A lot of people don't go to therapy because they're intimidated for different reasons, but generally, it always somehow stems from the fact that therapy is supposed to be this thing where you're supposed to, get into your feelings. And a lot of people don't even like to confront their feelings, in terms of on their own. They can be in denial about their own feelings. So imagine the feeling of being okay, now I have to go and admit my own feelings to myself and then communicate them to this person, and not just any person, but a stranger. So it can be a little bit intimidating, of course, when you think about it that way, but it really shouldn't be. And I guess this is a little bit of an explanation as to why it shouldn't be. I guess I would say that the best way to look at therapy is to kind of see it as this situation where you're not really necessarily yourself able to analyze your life, to look at everything that's going on and then move forward from what you've analyzed in this productive way that's going to help you move forward and get done what you need to get done with your life, right? So when I look at a therapist, I think of a therapist as this person who's able to mediate between your two selves. And I think that a lot of people kind of operate with two selves. There's that half of you that has all of these ideas and things that you want to do and things that you probably know are right. I truly believe that a majority of people with addiction don't want to be addicted. They know it's a problem and they do want to stop, right? But then there's that other half of yourself that just for whatever reason gets in your own way. And obviously with addiction, it is a legitimate mental problem. It's your brain rewires and you become addicted to a substance, but that is, again, it's still part of you because it's your brain. So I feel therapy kind of helps separate you and your conscious self and your feelings and your thoughts from your brain and the power, because your brain is so powerful, it can sometimes even work against you. You and your brain aren't always aligned. And so what your therapist helps you do is kind of just see, what do you want as a person? What is right for you? Do you want to be off of substances? Do you want a job? What kind of job do you want? Do you want to go to school? Do you want to be a present father? Do you want to be, whatever it is that you want, what is it that you want? And then your therapist goes in and you guys analyze together what's keeping you from doing the things that you want to do. And your therapist is kind of the person who helps to give you the tools to analyze your life. So look at yourself and see where you're at, and then help you to kind of do some critical thinking. And I think in a lot of cases, initially your therapist will probably start by giving you suggestions, but eventually the more you see your therapist, it begins to be this thing where your therapist starts to teach you how to do that almost kind of for yourself, so that you can be reliant on yourself as opposed to somebody else. That's what a good therapist is going to do. A crappy therapist is going to want you to see them forever and be they probably never want to help you out like that. But a good therapist, and I feel the therapists here at our centers are very good about making sure that, obviously that you do what is best for you and that you're able to rely on yourself and become self-reliant. And it's really important to state that therapy isn't a cure. You're not going to go to therapy. It's not you go to therapy and now you've gone to X amount of sessions and now, oh my goodness, you're cured. It doesn't work that way. It just gives you tools to be I guess a normal person and be able to take care of yourself and do what you need to do for yourself and not be either stuck because you can't do anything or be reliant on other people. Whatever your problems are, therapy generally helps you work through them through just open, honest communication with a person who has some insight but isn't you, so they're not bogged down in all of your problems. you know. So yeah, that's just kind of my little video on therapy. We have a morning video, so go check that out. That discusses therapy a little bit more. There's some content in there for you guys to read or to watch or listen to or whatever. Have fun with that. I highly suggest you watch our morning video, and I will see you guys here again tomorrow at 1 o'clock on Thursday.